Hey everybody, my name is Eric Grzyzbowski. I saw World Ventures 4 years ago. I saw it from Dr. David Peach right in his chiropractic office. When I was invited out, it was a lot like everybody else. I didn't even know what I was coming to. But when I saw it, I liked it. I was 24 years old. I was in real estate, and at the time it was going pretty well. I had some money coming in. I was grateful for that, but I didn't have any time. When I saw World Ventures, I really just saw it as a way where I could get my life back and replace my income I was making with real estate to get the lifestyle I wanted. So, long story short, I shared this idea with about 100 people personally that have said yes over 4 years. Then I just started helping them share it with their contacts, the same way we're helping you today. And what that's done is turned into an organization of about 16,000 today, all 50 states, 12 different countries. Right now I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Paris Hotel. May 1st I fly to South Africa. I'm going to speak for a couple days in South Africa. Then I'm taking my dad on a 6-day vacation. That'll be my 60th vacation in the last 4 years. So that's the lifestyle I wanted. Obviously the only way I can get that is because the company's been paying me a big residual income for the last 4 years. When I started out my first night, I was able to make $1,200 in my first 3.5 hours. And I'm going to take you guys through the process real quickly of how I started, how you can get started fast, and how we can take this team the fastest way I know how all over the world. So real quickly, I'm going to take you through what I saw my first night. When I was sitting in a chair 4 years ago, there was a guy talking to me like I'm talking to you. His name was Dave Watson. He was a football coach at the time I met him. And he taught me 2 rules the first night I built this business with. The number 1 rule, and the first thing I would write down if I was taking notes, is that this business is supposed to be fun. This is extra money on top of what you already got coming in. Have fun with it. We're selling fun. The more fun you have here, the more money you make. Don't treat this like a job. Treat this like a party. The reason I figured out this is good business is because everybody you've met, everybody you want on your team, they already have a job, okay? And how do most of them feel about their job? They don't really like it. If we're trying to give them another one, who's going to want to sign up with you? Who's going to want to be around with you? So just have fun. Literally, one of the first things I would do is throw a party. Invite your friends and family over. How many of you guys realize the easiest place to get your friends and family is over to your own home, where they're used to coming? Okay, so just throw a party. If you're ladies, you can throw a wine and cheese party. Ladies on my team all over the world kill it just by having, all their friends bring a bottle of wine from a different part of the world. Give it a travel theme. Have fun with it. Throw a Hawaiian party. Whatever you want to do, whatever your lifestyle is, have fun with it. Your guys can throw private business receptions, grand openings. I don't care what you do, but invite people over to your own home and show some of your friends and family's business as soon as humanly possible. Second thing, and probably the best decision I made on World Ventures was right now. It was night 1. I was sitting in your chair, Dave Watson was up here talking. You got to understand, this guy already had a plane. By the time I met him, he had a plane that World Ventures had bought him, so he had my attention. And I said this to myself. I said, okay, this guy sitting here talking to me right now is currently making a boatload of money doing this. The best decision I made at World Ventures is I simply said, I've never done this before. Just like everybody I'm talking to, I was just like you. I've done a whole bunch of other things in my life before. But I was taught if you haven't made at least $25,000 a month consistently in network marketing, you've never done this before. It's different. So I just humbled myself and I made myself coachable. I said, I'm going to listen to him. My first 3.5 hours, I made $1,200. You want to know what it looked like? I wrote down word for word what he told me to say, and I read it to people. It looked like this. Hey, Raga, this is Eric. I'm a bad reader. I'm a college dropout. I forgot to say that part of my story, but I'm exaggerating a little bit. But I literally wrote down word for word what he told me to say, and I read it to people. Here's what's crazy to me. My life these days, the best way I can describe it to you guys, is I travel around the world and I teach people how to get what I got. That's basically what I do. I'll be in South Africa. People from all over Africa will fly in. I'll teach them how to get what I got. I was just in Norway. People from all over Europe flew in. And for one day, I sat up on stage and taught them how to get what I got. And right now, I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to get what I got. You want to know the crazy thing to me? You can see me in Success Magazine. Add me on Facebook. You can see the pictures of the 60 vacations I've taken in the last 4 years. And the craziest part to me is 90% of people I tell this to will never even attempt it. You can see exactly the lifestyle that I've created, how to make $1 million in 3 years, and most people never even attempt it. You guys want to know why? It's because the first night I was reading a script to my friends. See, how many of you guys think I was comfortable reading a script to my friends? I wasn't, okay, and I promise you won't be either. But the second thing I would write down is this. Average people, see that's why you won't do it, because average people do not force themselves to get uncomfortable, and that's exactly how they stay average their entire lives, and then they die. Isn't that nice? See, in my opinion, that's the worst thing somebody could say about you. Yeah, he's average. Yeah, she's just average. See, but it happens all the time. Okay, what I figured out is average and comfortable to you is who you are right now. See, I don't know who you are today, but you do. And who you are right now is called comfortable. If you want to get better at anything in your life, you first have to get uncomfortable, then you get better. See, think the first day on your real job. I don't know what you do. I'm working with all these hairstylists right now in South Carolina on my team. Could you imagine cutting somebody's hair for the first time? They're probably really nervous. They're going, I'm glad I wasn't that person, right? But You ask them today, and they could do it in their sleep. And the same applies with your job, but there's a period of time you force yourself to just do it, and then you got better. You know what it takes with World Ventures? 12 phone calls. You write down what I'm about to tell you, you read it to people 12 times. On your 13th phone call, you'll be like, hey, Raga, this is Eric. Listen, I don't have a lot of time. You'll be able to do it. So most people here will never force themselves to get uncomfortable for 12 stinking phone calls. That's cool, because here you're going to make your own choices. Let's be real clear. I'm not your boss. I don't want to be your boss. I won't resemble anything to your boss. You don't have a boss here. You're your own boss, you run your own business, you make your own choices. But you got to live with the consequences. And I'll tell you guys, my other option, see, it wasn't comfortable for me to make those 12 phone calls to start World Ventures because I sucked. I had never done this before. Okay? But what was my other option? You guys know what I used to have to do before World Ventures? I had to work. All the time. It sucked. I had to work like 12 hours a day. My real estate company, Monday through Friday to keep it going, I had to work. That's what I had to do. Saturday I'd have a little bit of fun, but you guys know what I used to do? Not sure how it works where you're from, but in America on Sunday night, I used to always have to go to bed. So yeah, right before I went to bed on Sunday night, you know what I used to have to do? I used to have to go set my alarm clock. And every Sunday night when I'd set my alarm clock, I get this little uncomfortable feeling in the pit of my stomach then. Because I knew I was going to have to wake up early Monday morning, go work at a stupid company I didn't really like all week long again. See, anybody know what I'm not doing this Sunday night? I ain't setting that sucker. I don't own an alarm clock. See, I did this part-time for 16 months. I was just like everybody else. I had to keep paying my bills. So from 9 to 5, I kept doing real estate and I made a living. But I made a commitment. From 5 to 9 and on the weekends, I was going to do World Ventures. And after 16 months, I did make a living in real estate from 9 to 5. But I created a fortune in World Ventures from 5 to 9 because my income hit just under $500,000 a year. That day I sold 7 real estate offices, 4 mortgage companies, 3 title companies, and 40 investment properties to my brother, who was my business partner, because this would be way bigger than any of that junk. But also that day I was able to gather up the 4 alarm clocks that I had in my house. I was able to go right to the garbage can. I was able to go like that. And I promise you, if you ever get the chance to do that, it will be one of the best feelings in your life. And just so we're all clear, Monday morning I will be sleeping until I'm tired of sleeping. Tuesday I'll be sleeping until I'm tired of sleeping. Wednesday I'm rolling over instead of rolling out. Thursday I'm sleeping until I'm tired of sleeping. Friday I'm sleeping until I'm tired of sleeping. And I guarantee you, next Monday, when everybody around the world wakes up with the Mondays, Eric will be sleeping until he's tired of sleeping. I've designed a life now so I don't have to be anywhere ever again. You know what they never taught me in college? You can design your life however you want. You know what they taught me how to do? Get a job. What if I didn't want a job? What if you don't want a job? See, I wanted to design a life. I didn't want to get a job. See, and I'm not talking to you guys today, and I'm not here because I have to be. I'm doing this right now because I choose to be. And that's the way I get to live my life today, and that's a way different way to live your life. So I look at World Ventures like this. If you're seeing this in Iceland, you're in a large untapped country. Okay? Nobody's heard of it yet. That whole part of the world, we can get it. But you might have to get uncomfortable, use a new skill, learn a new skill, and we're going to go after this thing together for the next 12 months. Go hard for the next 12 months, but then you might not have to set your stupid alarm clock for the next 35 years. When you get started in this business, it's different than a job. You may struggle in the beginning for this one reason. Your job is about who you are. Your job is about you exchanging hours for dollars. That's what a job is. World Ventures is the opposite. This is about who you know. The only thing we are looking for is contacts. If you're brand new, we need your top 10. As frantically paced, as fast as humanly possible, we need to get in front of your 10 so we can get you 6. Because we know we can get you 6 out of 10. If we're talking to your friends, your family, people that know you the best and trust you the most, I want them on paper right now. Whether you throw a party or we meet them one at a time, we want to show those top 10 to make you that $570. From 10, we got to grow your list to 30. Your top 30 are the people you personally know you'd like to be business partners with. Who do you personally know that you'd like to be business partners? That's your top 30 on paper. To get what I got to 200 names. I know 200 names sounds like a lot, but it's anybody you could call, and I say, hey, Raga, this is Eric. And she simply recognizes my name. She simply knows who I am. She's on that list. David Peach taught me that's a scientific fact. By the time you're 21, you know 1,000 people like that. You know 1,000 people by their first name, but you got to think of them, and I'm going to give you a really big tip. To get what I got, you cannot prejudge people. See, if you're brand new, I know what you did because I did the same thing. You're sitting there and you're going, man, I got this one girl. She's going to do it for sure. I got this one guy. He travels all the time. Oh, but not this other guy. He's too busy. Right? And you sit there in your mind and play God, and you decide who will and won't do it without letting them do it. Here's a really big tip. Usually people you think will do it won't. Usually people you think won't will surprise you. You don't know. It's not your job to pick them. It's your job to show them. I would challenge you to do a brain dump. I challenge people to do this all the time. They never do it. I would challenge you to be different. Go home right now and empty your cell phone. Just don't think about people. Don't go, Raga. Yeah, she's a good one. Jason, no, he's a doctor. He's stupid. Don't sit there and think about people. Just brain dump it. Raga, Jason, Miranda, just brain dump them on a sheet of paper without even thinking about it, then go to Facebook. Get every contact on Facebook that if you called them by their first name, they would recognize who you were. I know you can come up with 200, but then you got to write on top of that list the 2 most important letters in World Ventures, SW. SW means this: some will, some won't, so what? Who cares? See, this industry in network marketing today creates more millionaires than any other industry in the world. It's not even close. If you guys want to know what this also does, this creates more failures. And I tell the truth. I hope that's okay with everybody. More millionaires, more failures. That's the truth of World Ventures. I was cool with that once I learned that. But then I was like, why? Why do people fail if that's really the truth about World Ventures? I searched for a long time. I could only come up with one answer. The only reason you will fail here is because you're going to quit. See, once you come on board with World Ventures, you're in. It's like a family. You could be the worst rep in the history of the world, and we still can't get rid of you. That's going to be good news for some of you out there. Okay? Once you're in, period. Okay? You're not getting fired here. So it's like, okay, cool. The only way you're going to fail is because you're going to quit. People are going to quit. So what? Get ready for that. Just about everybody in life quits everything in life. 1,000 people are going to quit McDonald's today. 1,000 people. Do you guys think Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, gives a crap? Do you think he's like, oh no, 16-year-old Chelsea in Las Vegas is quitting McDonald's today? Let's shut her down. Or do you think he replaces her without even noticing? See, people quit. Dr. Norman Peale is one of my favorite authors. He wrote a book I highly recommend called The Power of Positive Thinking. He says 90% of all failure in all of our lives comes from quitting. We are a society of quitters. I was cool with that. But then I was like, the only way to fail is to quit. Why do people quit? The number one answer to that was really interesting to me. The number one reason you will fail, the number one reason you will quit, and I hope you don't, it will be because your feelings get hurt. That's the number one reason people fail here. See, now I was one of those guys. I was taught the way we get paid is every Friday they direct deposit in our bank account. So whatever you do this week, you get paid for in your bank account, okay, in your e-wallet. That's the way it works. So I was one of those guys, I want a great big check. Like a lot of you out there, you might want a great big check on week one. If that's you right now, let me tell you the most important thing you need to do when you're done watching this video. You need to go out those doors, you need to go in the real world, and you can take people's opinions. You can take the results, you can take the yeses and the nos and detach yourself from it emotionally. We gave a presentation. Okay, we just had a bunch of people here. Some of them came on board, some of them didn't. And we're happy to have all you guys that are on board right now. If you just signed up, we're happy to have you. Okay, but I need you to hear this. I could care less if one of you just signed up. When I gave a presentation, the biggest one we ever did was in Bethel College, Minnesota. There was 1,300 people there that night, and I could care less if we got one yes out of 1,300. Here's why. It is not my job. It is not your job to convince people to say yes to World Ventures. It's our job to show them. When we give a presentation, when we show the video, we just do the best we can. Every night I do the best I can showing people World Ventures. If they don't get it, for $360, you don't get it. Whatever. Come on back tomorrow night. I bet we put another butt in the chair and we show a whole bunch more people. And I just look at myself like a waiter or a waitress. See, if we went to Applebee's or whatever restaurant you have, imagine a waitress, right? What happens is, when you're done eating, she's going to come right up to your table, okay? And she's going to give you this big smile. And she's going to say, hey, did you save any room for dessert? Right to your face. And what do you say? Every single time. Almost every single time, right to her face, you go, no, go get me a box, I'm stuffed. Does she care? She doesn't care? She just goes, next table, next table, next table, huh? Really? See, my waitresses care. See, every time I go out to Applebee's and I tell them no, it's because I didn't want dessert, emotionally they're crushed. So they always pull up a chair right next to my table. And then my waitresses, their shoulders, because I told them no, right? So their shoulders always shrug like this. And my waitresses' lips, they always go, and they always look at me and they go, dessert doesn't work. I'm joking. That would be insane, okay? And I want you guys to think about something real quick. If your waitress did that when you told her no, your first thought in your brain would be cuckoo, right? She's nuts. She needs help. That would be the first thought in your brain. But just wait. See, watch what you do with World Ventures. See, the first person you talk to when you walk out of here, I already know who it is. It's your brother-in-law, Bill. Right? You're going to be all excited. You're going to go try to explain the whole thing to him, and you're going to do it all wrong because you're brand new, and you're going to get to the end. Your brother-in-law, Bill's going to look at you, and he's going to go, well, that sounds stupid. And you're going to go, oh, I don't know if it works. Trust me, it works. It works real good. Some will, some won't. So what? Let me teach you something my mom taught me. Consider the source. It's your brother-in-law, Bill, who thinks this is stupid. Is he a really successful network marketer? Is he a really successful entrepreneur? Is he in Success Magazine? Is he a billionaire? Or does he not have $2,000 in his bank account? Let me ask you all this question. If you want to go lose weight right now, would you run out of here and go take weight loss advice from a fat person? Me neither. Okay, but let's be real clear. I don't take weight loss advice from fat people, but I don't take business advice from broke people either. See, my brother-in-law, I showed him this business 4 years ago. I drove 4 hours to go show him. He's broke, by the way. When I got to the end, I was all excited. I was brand new. I said, hey, man, you ready to get started? You know what he told me? He looked me right in the eye and he said, Eric, I think you're an idiot for doing this. And he said, Eric, most likely, you're going to go to jail. That's what my broke brother-in-law told me 4 years ago when I showed him World Ventures, but thank God I knew something important about life before I sat down with him that day. If I was going to buy somebody's opinions, I had to buy their lifestyle. Let's be real careful whose opinions and whose lifestyles we're buying. Just to be clear, I don't want to live in the house my broke brother-in-law lives in. I want to live in Donald Trump's houses. Trump is in network marketing. My broke brother-in-law is not. I don't want to drive the cars my broke brother-in-law drives. I want to drive Warren Buffett's cars. Warren Buffett owns 3 network marketing companies. My broke brother-in-law does not. You know the fastest way I always figured out to get what I want? Quit listening, watching, and doing what all my broke friends were doing, and start listening, watching, and doing what successful people do. That names list 200 names, a deck of 200 cards. That's all it is. Your job, flip every card. Show every person. Here's a tip. If the first card you flip is a deuce and it's your broke brother-in-law, don't stop flipping. What I noticed about success is the same events in life that kill unsuccessful people motivate the successful ones. The same exact events. You guys realize there's people that will sign up on your team. They'll sign up on your team. They've signed up on my team. Watch it happen. They were all excited. They left. They went and talked to their broke roommate. Their broke roommate told them they were an idiot and they were going to jail, and they quit that day. And you guys realize the same exact event, the same second when my broke brother-in-law told me I was an idiot and I was going to jail is what made me make $1 million in 3 years. See, you either let it kill you or you let it motivate you, but if you're going to do anything worth doing, including this, there's people called dream stealers. See, I call them haters. You either let them kill you or you let haters be motivators, period. See, when my broke brother-in-law told me I was an idiot and I was going to jail, I started going faster. So you can flip those cards as fast as you want. That names list 200 names, most of you will call them in 6 months. I called mine in 6 days. So you can go as fast as you want. It takes 10 seconds to dial a phone. Write this down. Fast is fun. Slow sucks. I started going like this, 8, 9, jack, 3, 4, deuce. I'm showing people every day. I'm throwing parties. I'm going to other people's parties. I'm setting up events. I'm meeting people at Starbucks one at a time. I didn't care. I have zero emotional attachment if they say yes or no. My job is to flip the card and flip my cards fast. Show the person, 8, 9, jack, 3. I'm just getting through my list. You get it? Come on, let's go. You get it? Come on, let's go. You don't? Oh, stay home. You get it? Come on, let's go. You don't? Oh, no $69 cruise for you. 8, 9, jack, 3, 4, deuce. I'm just flipping my card. Deuce, deuce, deuce. Boom! Found an ace for my left team. Now you guys know what I started doing? I started showing more people. Just started flipping more cards, going 8, 9. I'm showing people online. I'm doing whatever it takes to get through my list. 8, 9, 3, 4, deuce, deuce, deuce. Boom! Found an ace for my right team. If you're brand new, let me teach you how our comp plan works. You get 2 teams. They go forever. It ain't about you. What you need to do when you leave this room is go out into the real world and go find you 1 ace for your left team and 1 ace for your right team. You find that, it's payday. Game over. Here's good news. If you signed up right now, you are officially 2 people away from financial freedom. You need to go find 1 ace for your left and 1 ace for your right. If you have one team that's cranking, some of you complain to me and say, I got one team crushing it, but the other team's not doing anything. That is the best problem you've ever had. You are now 1 person away from financial freedom. That is way closer than you were when you guys started World Ventures. You don't believe me? Think about my story. I want you guys to realize I saw a presentation just like you saw 4 years ago. A girl invited me out to that presentation. When it was over, that same girl brought me to a computer and she placed me on her left team 4 years ago. Since that night 4 years ago, how much do you think that girl has worried about her left team? See, when you guys come on board today, she'll get credit for it just like I did, and you'll never meet her. She's never had to touch it since. 1 ace left, 1 ace right, ball game. So if we're going to find your aces, we got to flip your cards. I got to teach you guys one simple thing. I need to teach you how to become professional inviters. That's your job. You get the butts in the seats, the videos take care of the rest. The leaders take care of the rest. They can present for you, they can train for you. Your job is to get the butts in the seats. You need to become professional inviters. That's it. So I have to give you some tips. Number 1, if I wanted you to see a presentation tonight at 7, I would call you today at 4. I would not call you 2 days ago. I would not call you 2 weeks ago because I don't like to waste my time. And if I would have called you 72 hours ago to get you here tonight at 7, you know what you would have told me? Eric, I'll be there. Yep, Saturday night, 7 o'clock, Paris Hotel, I'll be there 7 o'clock sharp. The odds of you showing up 72 hours later are about 20%. But if I simply called you today at 4 o'clock and did what we call a 4-step invite, which is available in your back office. I do it a little bit differently, but if you click on the Watch Quick Start button, I would watch that over and over and over again. This is what I would do. I would say, hey Miranda, this is Eric. Listen, I don't have a lot of time right now. Step 1, be in a hurry. What are you doing tonight at 7? We're halfway done. I told you this was simple. I need you to understand something. The 4-step invite is like baking a cake. Every ingredient counts. Okay? Now, if you replace salt with sugar while you're baking a cake, at the time it doesn't seem like that big a deal. They kind of look alike. But that is not going to be a very good cake. The number 1 ingredient most people miss with the 4-step invite is the first one. If you just start by being in a hurry, the whole thing gets easy. Listen, I don't have a lot of time now. What are you doing tonight at 7? Miranda has 2 options. Number 1, she could say,
I'm busy.
She's busy. That's called a loss. She's got the kids. What's the other option? Hey Miranda, this is Eric. Listen, I don't have a lot of time now. What are you doing at 7?
Nothing.
She's free. That's called a win. You have wins and you have losses. You want to teach me? Let me teach you how simple this business is. I can tell you who's going to make the most money in Iceland in the next 12 months. Who gets the most wins right there? How many times every day are you calling people and you're just clearing the day? What do you do tonight, 7? They say nothing, they'll be in the seat. The more butts he gets in the seats, you'll get 6 out of 10. The more 6 out of 10, the checks start coming. Okay? Your job is to get a win. You know where to screw it all up? It's when you lose. You go, hey, Miranda, this is Eric. Listen, I don't have a lot of time now. What do you do tonight, 7? She goes, well, I got the kids. The untrained person just lost, but they still try to play. See, as of right now, you are all now trained. You have permission to leave here and go make a ton of money, but you do not have permission to leave here and be beggars. Untrained people turn into beggars. They go, what do you do tomorrow? What do you do next day? Can you get online? Can I come over? And they start begging people to see information. Write this down. People do not follow beggars. They follow leaders. We're not going to beg anybody to do this business. They should be begging us. We got the deal. Working 9 to 5 for 40 grand a year ain't the deal. We got the deal, and we need to get that attitude right away so the success will come. Okay? Now, if you're still taking notes, write this down. If you screw it all up, it's okay. Because I was horrible in the beginning, and you all would have laughed at me. This is what I did. I went, hey, Miranda, this is Eric. Listen, I don't have a lot of time now. What do you need? 7. She goes, oh, I got the kids. And I was so excited in the beginning, I used to go like this. No, you don't. You gotta come see what I just saw. It's World Ventures, travel, there's right legs, left legs, chiropractors, Porsches, magazines. We're all getting rich. Nobody's heard this yet. Iceland, bleh. And you verbally vomit all over these people. You try to explain everything you just saw over the phone. You know what they usually do right there? They go, whap. See, 99.9% of the time where those feelings get hurt is if you leave here and you try to explain this to somebody. If you leave here and you try to sell this to somebody. Look at it like this. What you just saw was like going to a movie. Have you ever went to a movie and then went home and tried to explain it to somebody? Did they have the same experience? They just need to go to the movie. Now, if you want to go to the movie with you tomorrow, would you tell them the ending? Or you say, hey, I saw an awesome movie last night. You'd come with me tomorrow. That's all I'm teaching you to do in World Ventures terms. You're going to make $0. You're going to get frustrated and you're going to quit. If you leave here and you try to explain the movie, in the next 12 months, together, we can become financially free. If you get good at getting people to sit down and let us show them the movie. If you lose, don't play. Hey, Miranda, sir, listen, I don't have a lot of time now. What do you do at 7? You're busy? I'm busy too. Call you back tomorrow. Go to the next 199 on the list. If you win, you move forward. Hey, Miranda, this is Eric. Listen, I don't have a lot of time now. What do you do at 7? Nothing? Great. 3 magic words. I'm coming over. Say it with me on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm coming over.
We got a shot. There's a lot of money in that. If I wanted you here tonight at 7, I'd be at your house at 6:30. Why? We have yet to have one person attempt to jump out of a moving car on the way to a presentation. But we've had a lot of people tell us they were showing up at presentations, and then they don't show. And then I see my team out there doing what we call the World Ventures Salute, waiting for their guests to show up that never showed up. Just go pick them up. See, I'd say I'm coming over, and Miranda would say, why, what for, what are we doing? That's where the number 1 rule comes into play. And trust me, the number 1 rule is not that you have to know everything here to make money. I know some of you listening to me have that personality type. You're like, once I know everything, then I'm going to start making money. That's called knowledge on ice. That is called the opposite of what we are looking for. We're looking for ignorance on fire. You are surrounded by a group of people that know everything, so you don't have to. In the beginning, we're looking for one thing, excitement. Okay, the number 1 rule is not that you have to know everything. My first night I made $1,200. David Peach will verify this. I thought the name of the company by the end of that night was World Adventures. Okay, so I made $1,200 before I knew the name of the company. That proves 2 things. You don't have to know everything here to make money. You do not have to be smart here to make money. That's good news for me. That's not the rules. You have to get excited. I promise you, my first night when I made that $1,200, I was excited. My friends could not understand me on the phone. I was so excited. But I handed the phone to Dr. Peach, and he started signing them up. And you know what they told him every single time? They said, Dr. Peach, I don't know what I'm doing, but I've never seen Eric this excited, so it must be good. In South Carolina, there's a guy named Jonathan Henderson that hit the BMW in 8 days, and if he can do it, you can do it. But they would be people that would walk up to me every night, and they would say, are you Eric? I would say, yes, sir. He said, Eric, I signed up for this earlier today. I don't know what it is, but I've never seen Jonathan this excited. So whatever it is, it must be good. If you get excited, it will become contagious. We can take over that entire part of the world with our excitement. So you got to show people. So I say, hey, Miranda, it's Eric. Listen, I don't have a lot of time. Now, what do you need at 7? She says, nothing. I say, great, I'm coming over. She says, why? This is all I say. I got something you got to see. And she's going to go, what is it? My friends say that too. That's why the first line is the most important. We've got to go right back to it. Say, what do you mean, what is it? I just told you I was busy. Here's a really big tip. Call people when you are actually busy. We're in a heated battle at work. That's when you make your calls. If you have babies, when they start crying, that's when you make your calls. Nobody wants to be on the phone with you. Right? So I say, I got something you got to see. And they're going to go, what is it? Okay, here's an easy line. It's me. If you're brand new, I'm not trying to confuse you. You don't have to even do this whole call. I'm looking for action, not perfection. If you're brand new, you're top 30, call them and say, I just found something, I'm coming over. If they say, what is it? You say, it's me. What do you mean, what is it? That's what it is. It's me. These are your best friends. These are your family. I'm coming over. I got something you got to see. Okay, if they ask you what is it again, ask them the one line that's made me more money than anything I've ever learned in my life. Do I have enough credibility with you to get 45 minutes of your life? See, when they ask what it is, I don't say travel. Why? You're not selling travel. I don't say make money. Why? You're not selling make money. I don't say World Ventures. I don't say network marketing because you're not selling any of that. Your job is simple. You got to be professional at selling 45 minutes of time, period. Because if you get the butts in the seats, the rest will be sold for you. You're selling 45 minutes of time, so why don't you just ask? Do I have enough credibility? How many people could you mass text? Just group text your phone and say, I just found something. Do I have enough credibility to get 45 minutes of your life? And the respond back would be yes. That should be 100%. Here's a tip. Somebody replies no to that question, delete them from your cell phone. It's like, what are we talking about here? These are your friends, these are your families. I'm coming over. I'll see you at 6:30. Last tip, make it fun. My friends, worst case scenario, I'll go buy you a beer afterwards. We'll hang out. Well, I'll buy you dinner. We'll catch up anyway. I'm not going to waste your time. It's 45 minutes of your life. See you at 6:30. Wham. You master that phone call right there, you will never work another JOB in your life. Once you become a master inviter, it becomes a numbers game. You get the butts in the seats, we'll get 6 out of 10 for you. We will lock arms. We have a system in place. We can present for you. We can train for you. You plug in the system. It's like McDonald's. It works every single time. You just have to plug in the system. Once you master the invite, you'll never work another JOB in your life. Once you master the invite, you'll never work another JOB in your life. Anybody know what's going to happen on day one? You're going to suck. You're going to suck real bad. Isn't that good news? Okay. I got some good news for you. There's this guy named Jason Stoddard. Okay, this dude's a chiropractor. He replaced his income as a chiropractor in 1 year part-time doing this. He's made a ton of money. He's got a Range Rover from the company paid for. I met Jason Stoddard on day one, and this dude sucked. He sucked bad on day one, but today he's making a ton of money. Dr. David Peach. You've probably been on his website. Okay, he's incredible. He's made $2 million in his first 4 years doing this. I was in the audience the first time he did a presentation. I was embarrassed for him. He sucked so bad the first time he did it, and he's made $2 million in 4 years. And let me give you the best news I could possibly give you. I sucked worse than any of you can possibly suck in the beginning. You got to understand something. I grew up in a town where there's more cows than people. I was 24 years old when I saw this. I'm a college dropout. I'm a C student. I've been average my whole life. I'm even average height and average weight. I am average at everything except determination. And that works really good here because the 3 rules I learned: pay attention, get excited, never quit. I'm just not a quitter. There's one thing I can guarantee. Eric will be here a year from now, will you? See, I'm just not a quitter. See, and it's interesting because you see me talk today and I suck just like you suck. But I spoke in Singapore a couple months ago, and you guys know what average people do when they suck at stuff, right? They quit. Isn't that noble? But it happens all the time. That's what average people do when they suck. And I was in Singapore a couple months ago, and this little dude, I talked for a full Saturday, and this guy paid money to come see me talk, and he couldn't really speak English. He came up to me in Mandarin. And at the end of that day, he told me I was talented. That's what he said. He said, Eric, you're a talented speaker. I think that's the problem with average people. I think they believe in talent. I am not talented. I think it's a load of crap. I do not believe in talent. I believe everybody I'm looking at right now and everybody on this video has been blessed with an able body and able mind just like I was. And if that's the case, if you do as many repetitions as I've done the last 4 years, you'll be just as good as I am, if not better. Here's how I know. My first presentation was in Minnesota. It was cold. It was in a garage. I was nervous. There was a concrete floor underneath me. They gave me a clicker. In Minnesota, I was so nervous my first presentation 4 years ago when I started, my hands started shaking, right? It started shaking so bad on the 4th to last slide, I dropped the clicker. When you drop a clicker on a concrete floor on a cold day in Minnesota, that sucker explodes. My face turned bright red. I walked out of the room because I was so embarrassed and I didn't finish my first presentation. Let me ask you a question. Was I a talented speaker then? Or do you guys see the result of 10,000 repetitions 4 years later, and now all of a sudden I'm talented? It's crap. See, what I figured out is you're going to suck just like I sucked, but I've always sucked my way to success. Because I sucked, and then I did my repetitions. And I did a rep, and I did a rep. Here's good news. If you do your reps and you don't quit, you go from sucking to getting okay pretty fast. Like, get a rep, okay to good. Get a rep, good to great. Get a rep, great to awesome. Get a rep, awesome to unconscious. That's the goal. In life, when you get unconsciously competent at things, it becomes fun. It's like driving over here. Did any of you have to think about it? You're like, okay, I'm putting this at 10, this at 2, I'm going to hit the gas, I hope it goes forward. You don't remember driving here. because you've done your repetitions. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever got good at something worth getting good at? Have you ever got unconsciously competent like that at something that was actually worth it? See, because if you go from sucking here to getting okay, from okay to good, from good to great, from great to awesome, from awesome to unconscious here, you get paid and you get paid and you get paid and you get paid, and they put you in magazines. And we get the whole part of the country. And when you walk into rooms in Iceland and Norway and Finland and all over the world, when you walk in, they go, I think that's her. I think that's him. And then they put you in magazines and you get paid and you get paid and they put you on CDs and you get paid and you get paid and you get paid and you get to live a life other people will never get to live. And you get to make choices average people never get to make because you aren't a quitter. See, and average people quit along the way. And when you show up in Iceland, they don't know you're just a dork from Minnesota that decided not to be a quitter 4 years ago, and life gets real fun. Welcome aboard. Can't wait to meet you guys in Iceland soon.